When I first started my agency, I was on that hamster wheel of grinding outreach. I was doing hundreds of cold calls every single day, doing all the emails, doing all the cold DMs, and it got to a point where I thought there has to be something different here. Every single day, I'd be waking up and spending 4+ hours just chasing prospects. It literally felt like I was begging them to work with me. And that's the problem with outreach. The problem is you're just aiming a gun and shooting randomly and hoping that someone has a pain point that you can solve with your solution. And that's the thing, you don't know. You're just hoping that from 100 people, maybe 2 or 3 people have a problem that you can help fix. So I thought, okay, well, there has to be an alternative to this. And then it got me thinking, my service is to literally do lead generation for other businesses through meta ads. And I was like, well, why do I not try and build my own inbound system for myself so that I was going to start getting sales calls on autopilot? And I did it. And it was the best thing I could ever do. And this is something that we've implemented for a lot of the guys inside Client Capital recently. And we've seen a lot of success with it. And it's really helped people start scaling their agency. And the reason for this and the beauty of an inbound system is it doesn't take any time anymore. Yes, it does cost a little bit of money, but obviously the idea is we invest to see a return, right? It's not an expense. Yes, you are probably going to lose some money at the beginning, but the more you try it and the more you do it and the better you get, the more you're going to see a return on investment. So there is no cons to it. Whereas when you do outreach, if you're doing the cold calls, doing the cold DMs, etc., you're spending 4+ hours every single day trying to get ahead, trying to, get clients to want to work with you. And that's a lot of time. And that's time that you could be spent doing something else, right? Whether it's in your own personal life or trying to move the business forward or focusing on your client work or whatever. But at least you're not doing DMs anymore. And this is exactly why, if you don't already, I want you to implement an inbound system, because I promise you it will change your life. And today I'm going to be talking about the best lead generation strategy. I've broken it down into 8 different steps for you guys to make it easier so that you can implement it straight after watching this video. So before we get into the 8 steps, guys, if you haven't already, please leave a like below, as it will help with the algorithm. And as I'm obviously a small YouTuber, it will mean a lot to me. So the first step, we really need to understand your target avatar. It's just like outreach, right? When you outreach, you really need to understand what is it that the people you're targeting are going through. Now, with inbound specifically, this is extra important, and I will break this down further along, but I'll give you an example. A lot of local businesses, let's say home improvement businesses or solar businesses or landscaping businesses, etc., they use third-party platforms like Bark, I think it's called, Checker Trade in the UK, etc. Yelp, and there's another one, Yellow Pages, things like this. And the reason why they're so shit for these businesses is because every other business within their area is doing the exact same thing. They're all trying to use the exact same platform. And the problem is, unless you've got a load of reviews or you've done your SEO extremely well on the platform, you're going to rank down at the bottom and no one's going to use your service. And that's why a lot of these local businesses are needing external help from marketing agencies. So what you really need to do is understand the pain points like that. And if you are targeting home improvement in the UK, there's one for you, right? They use Checker Trade. And you need to resonate with that on the ad. Because when you resonate with a pain point, it's like sales. Marketing's like sales. When you resonate with a pain point, it shows you understand the problem that they're going through. And it also shows that you're experienced and that you have expertise within their industry and their field. So it shows that you know what you're talking about. Then that leads very nicely on to step 2. So once you truly understand, your prospect, your target avatar, what situation they're going through, what problems they have, and what solutions they're looking for, we then create an irresistible offer around this. So there's 2 different things I wanted to talk about when it comes to the offer. The first one, and this is one of the biggest mistakes I see people make when they first start an agency or any offer in general, to be honest with you, is they're very broad. They're not specific enough. So I've got 2 examples here. Offer 1, I help people get fit. And offer 2 is, I help obese males lose 10 kilograms in 90 days. This one could probably charge about $50 a month. This one could charge about $500, $1,000, whatever they want. And the reason why they can charge so much more is because they're solving a specific problem. The problem is when you have an an offer like this where I help people get fit is too broad. There's not one specific person you're helping, so it doesn't resonate with them enough. Whereas if you make an offer that is specific to one target avatar, you're going to see a lot more success. So to relate this back to the agency, I want you guys to think. Let's say you have some, if you're at the beginning, you want to target the smaller fish, to be honest with you. But if you have some clients on board, you have some case studies on board, you want to start targeting the bigger fish, right? And their problems all tends to come with scaling, right? Whether it's lead generation scaling or, the sales side of things isn't very good. So we need to create an offer specific to that. We help X, so we help home improvement businesses scale from 20k a month to 50k a month in X amount of days. And when you have an offer that is specific like that and has numbers, so numbers in terms of a goal in X amount of days or time, so goal in time, that's when you're going to start seeing a lot more receptiveness towards your offer. Now, the second biggest thing that I want to talk about when it comes to offer is sell the destination and not the travel. Sounds fucking obvious, right? And it is. But believe it or not, people, even like some extremely good sales guys I come across who have an agency, just struggle to implement this into their mind. And I think this is more of a mindset thing rather than an actual like sales ability thing. So what I mean by this is what people tend to do on a sales call is they go, we run your meta ads and we implement email and SMS automations. And they think, okay, well, if I want to charge £2,000 a month or £3,000, or maybe I want to do a build and release offer where I charge £5,000 up front. I need to offer the world. I need to do this. I need to do this. I need to implement this. AI systems, automations, booking systems, Google reviews, blah, 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 blah. A lot, basically. And the truth is, you don't fucking need to do that. And I promise you that. All you need to do is sell the destination and not the travel. If you want to start charging more for your service and if you want to have an irresistible offer, it's all about the goal. It's all about what you're going to help them do. This is how we're going to generate £30,000 revenue in the next 90 days for you, John. We're going to do this, this, and this. And then you talk about the destination. Believe it or not, even if in this offer in this second offer here, you only run ads, right? Let's say you only run Facebook ads or even just organic marketing. And in this one, you run meta ads, you do email automations, SMS automations, booking systems, AI automations, the whole shebang. Businesses are going to go for this one. Why? Because there's a goal in mind. They understand what is it that you're working with them towards. What are you trying to achieve with them? This one doesn't have that. And I promise you, even if you're watching this and you think, I'm pretty good at sales, I bet you on your sales calls, this is something you're missing out on. And it's the most important part. Cool. And then going on to step 3, which links very nicely into step 1 of understanding your target avatar. You have your target avatar, you understand what problems they have, you understand what solutions you can offer to fix their problems. We then need to make creatives, also known as ads, to that specific individual. So remember, going back to what I was previously saying, if you're an established agency, we want to help businesses scale. So we're not going to target people at the bottom of the barrel. We're going to make our ads and our creatives specific to that individual who's looking to scale from 20 to 50k a month, right? Now, I do have another video on this in a lot more detail, which goes over different ad structures that you guys can utilize within your ads for your inbound system, but also for your clients as well, to be honest. But I'll put 2 examples here. Ad 1 is just pain points, solution, call to action. Do you have this problem? Well, we have this solution, CTA, basically. And a very, very simple but effective framework. I've used this since day dot, and I would still use it probably until the day I never use ads, right? Because it's so effective for me, and I've never not seen success with it. Ad 2, I'm going to shout out Alex Becker. If you guys don't know him, extremely incredible entrepreneur. I think he's like a 9-figure entrepreneur or something. Great structure for an ad. Essentially, you make a big statement, then you back it up with a load of social proof, and then you give a little brief explanation in terms of how you can help the person watching as well, and then a call to action. So when I say big statement here, by the way, it just means the destination, right? If you're a solar business, we will help you achieve X and Y amount of days. And the reason why I can say this is because we've helped John do this, we've helped Mark go from 30 to 50k a month in 60 days, etc., etc. And you get the point. Now, one of the things I wanted to do is actually shout out Darren from Inside Client Capital, who's one of the guys that has an inbound system. He does this extremely well, right? He links it to the target avatar extremely well, and I briefly covered this already in this video. But one of his best ads, and I guess the ad that really started seeing him success with his inbound funnel and his agency in general, to be fair, he scaled up very quickly from £0 a month to I think 5k a month within 45 days, something like that, is from his ads, right? And this was his hook for his ad. I don't want to show you the whole video because I don't want you guys to steal his ad, but the hook was, the best way to scale your home improvement business is not check a trade. Bang. Instantly, you're resonating with home improvement businesses. Anyone that's in the home improvement field is going to be watching that ad. They're going to be wanting to hear more. And it's just such a brilliant hook. And it shows Darren's done his market research. Which reminds me, one of the things that you guys can do to really understand your target avatar is do some market research calls. Not even try to sell them anything. Just get on a call with them, understand what problems they're going through, and understand how you can help them. Now, linked to this, one of the most important things you guys can do with your creatives is focus on the hook. The hook is the most important part of any ad. If you have a strong enough hook, people are going to watch until the end of the ad. So it doesn't matter how good the rest of the ad is. And honestly, there's not too much more to say on that. It's just facts. The more you focus on the hook, the more likely people are going to watch until the end of the video. You need to make your hook grab attention, because that's what's going to help people stay until the end of the video. And the reason why that's so important is because obviously the more of the video people hear, the more likely they are then going to click on the next steps, essentially. So then that leads us in very nicely to step 4, the CTA, the call to action on the ads themselves. What are we wanting to do? Well, we're not wanting to sell the service, okay? It's not, if you want to work with us, click on the button below. That's too much at the beginning. I've also had questions previously from some of the guys inside Client Capital as to, should I say the pricing on the ad? No, because it's, Dan has an insane analogy for this. If I said to you, you can have the car in my drive for £5,000, you'd say no. If I told you it was a Lamborghini, you'd find that £5,000 wherever. So the problem here is we haven't given enough value to the prospect yet in order to be able to CTA either working with you or to, stating the price as such. So that's why what we need to do is sell the consultation. So sell the consultation, sell the strategy call, sell a free audit, just something free, kind of like a cold call. The whole aim of a cold call is to get someone onto a discovery call or a sales call, right? Exact same with the ads. So what we can do is either with the video creative or the ad copy. So if you want to learn more about what we do at Zub's agency, booking a call today, booking a free consultation today, booking a free audit today. You get the point. But essentially we're selling the consultation and not the service. And that's extremely important. And then we got step 5. Now, step 5 is very interesting. And I wanted to make this as applicable to as many people watching this video as possible. And because I'm so kind in doing that, if you are watching it this far in the video, please make sure that you leave a thumbs up and leave a comment with any questions you have about the inbound funnel. So, there's 2 different target avatars here. We have the beginner agency owner, someone who might only have like 1 client or 2 clients, and then we have an established agency owner, maybe at 3-4k a month, obviously more, have case studies, have active clients, etc. You 2 avatars need to have 2 different funnels, and I'll explain this. We obviously have the ads for both funnels, but then what a beginner agency owner should do is take them into an instant form. If you don't know what an instant form is, this is like one of the ones that we currently do with our Done With You offer for one of our clients, where essentially we just run it to an instant form. On the instant form, they just ask a question and then get them to fill in their details. And then once they've submitted in their details, there's then an opportunity to book in a call. Whereas if you're an established agency owner, what I'd recommend you doing is having a landing page instead. This is another one that we do for the Done With You offer for a coach called Lennon from Superior Setters, who essentially helps people get into appointment setting, but the principle still stands even if you are a B2B agency owner, where you run the ads to a landing page, there's a specific offer headline, then there's a VSL, and then there's some testimonials and social proof below. The reason why a beginner agency owner should do an instant form and an established agency owner should do a landing page is because of social proof. If you don't have social proof, we don't want to try and force it, basically. So a beginner agency owner should do an instant form because there's no opportunity to have social proof on an instant form. Whereas an established agency owner, if you've got great testimonials, you need to show that as much as possible, because I'm going to give you guys a tip here. Social proof is one of the most important things for any offer in this entire world, B2C or B2B. You need to be flexing your social proof as much as possible. And to be honest with you, this is a mistake we probably made until about a year ago or so, where we really realized the power of social proof. So if you have the testimonials, if you have the case studies, get them visible on a landing page, underneath the calendar, underneath the VSL, essentially. And then the rest of the funnel is roughly the same. Automations, so your SMS automations, your email automations. You then have a setting call unless they book in themselves. Even if they book in themselves, still give them a call prior to the call, warm them up, build that rapport, and then a one-call close, which we're going to break down now in a lot of detail. So the back end is essentially the automations. What you want to do with emails is have like a bit of an email workflow. I've put 3 different examples of emails you guys can include from founder-led email. So if you have a lot of, experience within the industry, I'll give you an example. One of the guys on our Done With You offer at the moment, he's been in the solar industry for 8 years, and now he's obviously going to help solar businesses with their marketing and their sales. So our first email with the inbound funnel is essentially introducing him and his experience, because he's got quite a good role within the industry. Or if you have an incredible case study, that is the first email that you should be doing, breaking down a case study essentially. Or even a benefit-led email where you're basically saying to the prospect, John, this is exactly what we can do for you. Again, selling the destination and not the travel. Now, with the SMS side of things, it's completely different to the emails. We're not trying to sell, essentially. All we're doing is sending a brief text, selling the call. So when they sign up, they get an initial sign-up SMS, and then if they haven't booked in a call, 45 minutes later, we get a founder SMS, which is essentially an automation where it looks like the founder of the business, you, has sent them a follow-up SMS. Obviously, they don't know it's automated, but it looks genuine because it came at a random time. And that, again, is a golden nugget for you guys watching this video. And then we have the last 2 steps. So step 7, the appointment setting call. When you have leads that come in, if they haven't booked in a call, for example, if they go through the instant form, but they don't book in a call on the last page, or if they go on a landing page, but they don't necessarily they opt in, but they don't necessarily book in a call. What you need to do is the appointment setting call to try and get them booked in onto a sales call. Now, there's 5 main things that you guys need to do on an appointment setting call. First of all, build rapport. Holy shit, it's the most important thing. B2C, B2B, whatever. Building rapport on an appointment setting call is the most important thing you can do. You got to remember that although they might have, opted into an ad, they still don't know you. It's technically still cold at this point. It's kind of like a cold call. So the first thing you need to do is try and warm them up. And the great thing is, because they have opted in, they're gonna hear you out. If they don't hear you out, that's extremely strange. So if they're gonna hear you out, you have an opportunity there to be able to warm them up, get them to open up, and get them to talk. So that's extremely important. Then, obviously, we need to understand their pain points. Now, I've put here, try and understand their pain points before they jump on a call with you. And the reason why I say that is because then that gives you an opportunity to tailor your sales call towards their specific pain points. What are they needing? If you have some diagrams available, you can then show the diagrams specific to their pain points, and it gives you an opportunity to prepare, essentially, and really dig deep into what they're struggling with and hit home, hit the spot. So that's extremely important. Third one, financial qualification. Goes without saying, you are going to get shit leads. Everyone does. Still to this day, I'm getting VPNs coming through on our ads, no matter what offer it is, B2C, B2B, anything. There's always people with VPNs coming from India, Pakistan, Nigeria, whatever. Obviously, that's cool. I get it. They're trying to get some free shit, but they're not going to be able to pay. So always make sure that you can try and do some financial qualification on their appointment setting call as well. And then the last 2 is opportunity to fast track the call. If they booked in 3-4 days in advance, let's try bring them forward. You can always say, oh, look, I've actually got some availability later on this evening, or I've had a call cancel later on this evening. Does 6 p.m. work for you, or whatever? Just try and bring some calls forward, because obviously the quicker you have the call, the more likely they are to show up. And then finally, we need to sell the call, right? One of the biggest mistakes people try and make on the appointment setting call is sell your service. Do not sell your service. If they try and dig for your service, say, look, honestly, we do have a few different packages. Obviously, I'm not 100% sure on what it is you're looking for right now. So before I can really talk to you about how we can help you, I need to understand exactly what is it that you're looking for, John, etc., etc. You get the point. And then finally, we have the one call close. Now, there's three main things to a one call close, and I think it's something a lot of people struggle with. A lot of people tend to do a discovery and a demo call, and I understand why you do it with outbound. But with inbound, we want to be doing a one call close, no two call closes, unless you really, really have to. I would rather you watching this video push to the point where you fuck the call at the end of the video, then get a follow-up in. Now, you might disagree with that, but that's just genuinely how I am. We all know that people buy on emotions, even business owners, and if they leave that call, their emotions come back down to reality, and they're less likely to just, send it and go for an opportunity like this. So that's why I really believe you need to just not force it, but just push it on a call. So the first thing you need to do is bridge the gap between the pain points and the solutions, right? Make them understand how your solution is the difference between their pain points and their goals. That should actually say goals. To be fair, I don't know why I said solution, but you're the solution. You're going to take them from here, their current situation, to their goals. That you are the gap. You're bridging the gap with your offer. Second thing is the most important thing. You need to be confident. I promise you, you will sell more by being confident but not making sense, and making sense and not being confident. That's just how life is. People, rather than listening to words, they look at tonality and body language and confidence. So if you come across confidence, no matter what you say, even if you say the wrong thing, you're going to see more success. And then finally, overcoming objections. I've highlighted it because 5 minutes ago I was thinking, this is probably the most important factor of the one call close, but it is on any sales call. You need to be able to handle objections. If you can't handle objections, then you're never going to see that much success. So if you're watching this and you think, shit, I need to get better at objection handling, then I really recommend you trying and improving on it, because it is the most important thing you can do, genuinely. Now, I've actually attached Dan's video to the bottom of this video. Dan, who, if you don't know, is my co-founder here at Client Capital, insane at sales, scaled his agency to way over $1 million. Really, really, the best salesperson I know. So if you want to learn from him, from the sales side of things, click on the link in the description below and watch his sales framework, which allows him to close millions. Essentially goes over the one call close. So, finally, this leads to the question, what is the most important step from step 1 to step 8? And I'm going to link it back to step 2, right? The offer. I cannot stress to you how important an offer is. I'll give you an example. Currently, I'm working with a coach on our Done With You offer, and essentially, we are getting a £1.40 cost per lead, which, if you don't know, for an info product is fucking insane, right? It's 1.5k ticket price. We're probably looking to get that up, to be honest with you. But for £1.40 lead, he gets 1,000 leads in order to break even. So he only has to close one lead from 1,000 leads to break even, which is obviously going to happen. Realistically, he's probably going to close about 10, probably going to see a 10 times return on ad spend there. And that is the beauty of an insane offer. If you have an insane offer, your return on ad spend is going to naturally go through the roof. You need to try and sell higher price, £2,000, £3,000. Don't try and do £1,000, not £500. We want to try sell more. And you guys have to remember that if they have opted into an ad, they have a pain point. They are looking for someone. They are looking to work with an external agency like yourself. So that's why you have the opportunity there to charge for £2,000, £3,000. But you need to make sure you're selling the destination and not the travel. So that is the video as such, guys. If you do like it, then please leave a like below. If you want to basically implement the inbound system with us, then book in a call using the link below. There's a nice little video that breaks down exactly how we can help you and your agency. Even if you're not an agency and you're watching this video, if you're a coach or a consultant, whatever, book in a call anyway, and we can see if we can help you. And if you have any questions, guys, just leave a comment below. But yeah, in that case, I will see you in the next video.